I'm back at it with Lantern Control, but I'm not playing Tezzeret today. Instead, I found a sweet Jund list that Angled Luffa used to trophy a league. Let's check that out. Hello y'all, welcome to Fateseal MTG. I am Crex, your host, and today we are going to be doing a pretty interesting build, actually. So, Angled Angled Luffa recently 5-0'd with a Jund Lantern list. And this particular build got my nostalgia flowing. I actually top board a relatively large tournament. I think it was like a 2K or something, using a build that had Crucible of Worlds in the main deck a long time ago. And this list seems like it is trying to recreate some of that magic. We've got Wrenn and 6 in the main, we've got some Karn the Great Creator, and we have a bunch of good red cards. We've got the Galvanic Blasts, of course, and then we also have Blood Moon and Gear per Ether Grid in the sideboard, which is kind of wild. So the red splash in here seems to be more than justified. And of course, instead of going black-red, like many traditional Nightlight lists will go, they've actually included green for Ancient Stirrings, Wrenn and 6, of course, which is the reason to be in the Jund build, Assassin's Trophy, and I actually don't see any green cards in the sideboard, like not even a Haywire Mite or anything like that. But this list got me thinking, what if I were to build a Jund Lantern list that was kind of inspired by this? So I took out a lot of cards, I put in a lot of cards, and I made it my own, really. So I kept the idea that we wanted to be Jund for removal and Wrenn and 6. I actually upped the number of Blood Moon in the sideboard. I feel like with the recent rules change regarding Blood Moon and Urza Saga, that I really want to be maxing out on that as much as I possibly can. So I did end up going on up on Blood Moon. I changed the removal suite a little bit. I got rid of the Assassin's Trophies in the main deck. I kept the Beseiju, but we are now playing a Galvanic Discharge instead of the Galvanic Blast. I went through the list of creatures in Modern that we would want to hit, and top of the list is Clarion Conqueror, which is a card that shuts down the entire deck. It is a Stony Silence on a stick, and it has 3 toughness. If I am facing down a Clarion Conqueror and I have a Lantern of Insight and a Pithing Needle in play, or something like that, I really want to be able to remove that. I want to be able to remove it consistently. So it was really a choice between Galvanic Discharge and Lightning Bolt, because I felt like Galvanic Blast just was not online consistently enough. Especially in the first list that I showed you where they had the 3 Mox Opals, there were only 15 1-drop artifacts to speak of. So my decision point here was, if I was going to go more in on the Mox Opals, then I would be adding Mishra's Baubles and I would be running Galvanic Blast. But if I were to lay off the artifact package a little bit, then I was going to substitute those Galvanic Blasts for something else. And I ultimately did end up settling on Galvanic Discharge over Lightning Bolt. So I did go up on Discard a little bit as well, went down on Wrenn and 6 a little bit. I changed out the Ghost Vacuum for a Grafdigger's Cage. I understand that this is a little bit of a non-bow with the Wrenn and 6 Ultimate. I am comfortable with this. I changed the Lantern Lock spread just a little bit, trimmed a Shredder, added a Pyxis. I really like Pyxis. I did get rid of some of the tech lands for just more colored sources. So we are running a few more fetches here. I believe I'm running 9 total fetches. I've got 4 Verdant Catacombs, 2 Prismatic Vistas, and 3 Bloodstained Mires. I am running 4 basics, which is quite a few basics, but again, this is a Blood Moon deck, so we want to have our basics underneath of us. I substituted the Ghost Quarter for a Field of Ruin. The initial build was running Assassin's Trophy and Ghost Quarter together, which made a lot of sense if you're going to be Blood Mooning people, because you do want to run them out of basics. But since I'm not going to be using that plan anymore, Field of Ruin allows me to take out a troublesome land without sacrificing a land drop, which when you are running a deck that has 4 Urza Sagas, and it's got a Boseiju, which might not even be a land drop, and the Buried Ruin, and the initial build was running a Inventor's Fair, I believe. I just wanted to keep my lands around a little longer. I also am only running 1 Mox Opal, which is kind of the standard for Lantern control lists as of late. Just no Mishra's Bauble, 1 Mox Opal. It's more there to get off of your Urza Saga if you need your land to not die. It's not as much there to kind of accelerate things out. And of course, in the sideboard, since I have gotten rid of Karn the Great Creator, which one of my favorite content creators calls it Karn the Great Piece of Trash, I do not have a Karn board anymore. So I have swapped the sideboard to something that is a little more to my liking. We've got 2 Pithing Needles in the main. I've got a 3rd one in the sideboard for Belcher and kind of other Pithing Needle strategies. 3 Torpor Orb is going to be really important against Black-White Blink, Sewer. The Toxic Deluge is my sweeper of choice today. I wanted something that did not have multiple colored pips in it. I considered Fire Spout, but realized that Toxic Deluge would hit everything that Fire Spout would hit, but it would also hit bigger things like Ketramos, and I was kind of interested in that. We've got a couple of Nature's Claims for the Zoo builds, for anything else that might have stuff that I really want to get rid of. Got 2 Duresses for combo and control. I got a couple of Curse Totems for the green Basking Broodscale decks, and of course, Blood Moon, which is going to be good in a lot of different situations, I would imagine. This is what I would sideboard in versus Amulet Titan, for example. I'm pretty excited about this deck. It's interesting to see if Lantern can support 3 colors. Traditionally, it only supports 2. But Angled Luffa got a really good 5-0 with a list fairly similar to this. So I'm going to give it a shot myself and see how I like it. Okay, we have started round 1 versus Toscanini. I will be on the play. What does this hand do? This hand plays turn 1 discard into turn 2 something. Yeah, I'll keep it. Got a Profane Tutor, that's going to help out quite a bit. I believe I will lead on Verdant Catacombs. I already have the Blood Crypt for red if I need to, which means that this Verdant Catacombs can grab a basic Swamp. Go ahead and in-position our opponent. Interesting. Ephemerate, Felia, Thoughtseize, Solitude, 3 lands. Looks like our opponent has kept a hand that is really good at dealing with creatures. I am inclined to take the Thoughtseize. I'm going to take the Thoughtseize here. I'm going to try and protect that Profane Tutor. That is a Shadowy Backstreet. And I'm still torn on whether I'm going to use Pyxis Thoughtseize next turn, or if I'm going to suspend my Profane Tutor. That is a Boseiju. That is a Boseiju. If I do Profane Tutor, then I'm basically giving up on removing Felia. I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to grab a Forest. I'm going to suspend a Profane Tutor. Polluted Delta is down. They're shocking in a Watery Grave. Interesting that they chose to do this now. Kind of would like a good draw here. That's a pretty good draw. I'll take a Lantern. But what do I want to cast it off of? If I cast it off of this basic forest and I can't hold open Boseiju, I think I'm okay with that. That is a Lantern of Insight now. How interesting. I think I will actually Thoughtseize them, knowing that they are likely to flash in Felia in response. Yep, there's the Felia. Overlord, huh? I think I've got to take that. Yeah, so that leaves Meticulous Archive as the last card. Okay, I think I will shock in a Blood Crypt and play out Pyxis. Solitude is coming down. That's fine. Meticulous Archive is down. They mill that flooded strand. Exile up to one other target non-land permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Hey, they gave me a free exile if I want to use it here. I don't believe I do. I think I'm just going to let it go. I have Profane Tutor coming off Suspend next turn. There's one other non-land permanent, huh? Yeah, I have Profane Tutor coming off Suspend next turn. So I'm going to cast Profane Tutor right on time, as always. I'm going to grab myself an Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to draw a land. What is a Pithing Needle? I don't necessarily want that Pithing Needle. Boggart Trawler is a-okay. And this game is looking like it's favoring me right now. Alright. I think I will actually fetch here because I don't want that. Galvanic Discharge, huh? I think I will hold that, actually. I will hold the Galvanic Discharge. Ooh, another one. Flooded Strand. Played it as their land for turn. I don't think I'm going to cast Galvanic Discharge. I think I'm just going to exile with Pyxis. Ooh, that is another Flicker Wisp, huh? How do I want to handle this? They have an Ephemerate in hand. I think I might just need to take out the Felia here. I'm going to take out this Felia so that they can... Yes, they're baited into using the Ephemerate. That's fantastic. Okay. That's really what I wanted to do, because if this Flicker Wisp comes down, then I do not want to be taking a ton of damage. They are going to fetch to keep the Flicker Wisp in their library. That's fine. Alright, I'm going to have to cope. So I will be taking 3-5. I'll be falling to 6, then to 4. They cannot evoke a Solitude and then Ephemerate it because of the little trick that I used last turn. I think I'm just going to let them draw the Flicker Wisp, and I will Thought Seize that next turn if I need to. I feel like it would just be incorrect for them to use the Ephemerate right now. They figured that out. Flicker Wisp is coming down immediately. Going to flicker my bridge. They are going to attack with everything. Oh, they're returning Flicker Wisp immediately, huh? I think it would be correct for them to hit Pyxis here. And they are hitting Pyxis here. Okay, that's fine. So that means that they have double Solitude. This Quantum Riddler is really something that I do not want them having. But that Codex Shredder is something that I would have loved. I probably would have milled on upkeep if they hadn't done that to my Pyxis. So I can Inquisition myself, take that Thoughtseize out of my hand, and I get that Pyxis back. I unfortunately do need to activate this. Hollowed Fountain, alright, that's fine. Hollowed Fountain is played as a land. Okay, and we are back to something resembling stability. I will not be exiling this bridge to Pyxis. Honestly, the Vomit Gold art is got a sweet spot for me. Oh, that's an Ephemerate on top of their deck. I needed to take that. I just needed to take that. I will wait until their upkeep. Although, how bad is this Ephemerate right now? How bad is this Ephemerate? They can exile my Pyxis. I have double Ensnaring Bridge. I think Ephemerate might actually be okay, but I don't have to let them draw it. So I don't think I will. Oh, they're cracking a Marsh Flats to keep Ephemerate in their deck. I love that. And then they're cracking another Marsh Flats to do something, I guess? I don't know why they did that. Flooded Strand, let's go. And I am continuing to draw Ensnaring Bridges. I like this. Fatal Push is fine. Witch Enchanter you may not have. Felia's fine. Urza Saga, finally. And I think that I am very heavily favored here. And is irrelevant at this point. Yeah, I do not want them having an Overlord. Actually, oh, I don't want them having an Overlord because they could hit something relevant. So I think I will hit that, actually. Haven Interrupter, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Yeah, time's not doing too hot. I think my computer is lagging a little bit. I'm going to address that on my second round. They're attempting to find something good here, and Felia's not going to cut it. I said activate Pyxis. There we go. Quantum Riddler, huh? Well, I definitely don't want them having that. So I will grab a Codex Shredder here, and I will exile with Pyxis. I'm so well insulated against a single Flicker Wisp that I think I'm just going to let them have this. Glad I did. I have 3 Lanterns, 3 Bridges, and 2 Mill Rocks in play. Flicker Wisp is not my problem. All right, I'm going to save targets with this Shredder. And I think I'm just going to grab another Shredder here. Go ahead and take that Emperor. Okay, Thoughtseize is fine. Should have a very easy win now. Go ahead and take that Thoughtseize. Hit the Flicker Wisp. There it is. Haven Interrupter is fine. I don't care about that. I think I will start milling them out a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to leave Pyxis up just in case. Yeah, I don't think I want them having an Ephemerate. Just don't even want to bother at this point. Thoughtseize is fine. Get that out of my hand. And we're going to wrap up the game. Don't want them having that Overlord. Solitude's fine. I'm just going to F6 here. They don't have any 1-drops that they can play. Their out is that I run to time at this point, Dossamer. Oops, I should have exiled there. I do want to cast this, actually. Going to go ahead and grab another thing. That's fine. That's fine. Ooh, look at that. Any fetch lands here? Nope. Okay. All right. That was a little bit close. Yeah, my time is not looking great. I think it's because my computer has slowed down quite a bit. But good news is that they don't have any more draws they can have. So I just need to mill them out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And mill. All right. Okay, that was an interesting first win, actually. I have closed the MTG Goldfish tab. The ads on that tab, I think, were just completely tanking my computer's performance, which is wild. Okay, so this is Sewer. Black, white, blue Sewer. And they have the new card that lets them draw 2 cards. Torpor Orb is in. It is in the deck. This is why we have Torpor Orbs. If I can find room for Toxic Deluge, then I will bring it in. They don't have a lot of stuff that has only 1 toughness. I think Renin 6 might actually come out here. Galvanic Discharge is good. Grafdigger's Cage is bad. And I think Pithing Needles are bad. Did I find a single card that I wanted a Pithing Needle? I don't think so. So what I brought in was Torpor Orbs for all of their destroy stuff, and I brought in Toxic Deluges for all of their creatures. I have 4 outs to a Clarion Conqueror if I need to draw them. Okay, yeah, I think this is a decent sideboard plan. Out, Renin 6s are out, Grafdigger's Cage is out, Pithing Needles are out, and the Torpor Orbs and Toxic Deluges are in. This is probably what I'm going to put in the primer once I actually fill that out. And we have a very, very interesting hand here. I think I will actually keep this. This hand will just tangle on the ground with them if necessary. They can discard my Ensnaring Bridge, and then I go lol. Urza Saga. Ooh, tapped, huh? Okay. I'm going to grab my Overgrown Tomb here. I will pay the 2 life. I'm going to Inquisition them. That is a Wrath of the Skies and a Clarion Conqueror. I will... Well, I'm very glad that I top decked that second discard spell. Having 8 discard spells in this deck is just so nice. I'm going to take that Wrath of the Skies, and then I'm going to beat them to death with Urza Saga constructs. Watery Grave is down. I was going to ask if I was going to even bother with discarding them again. I think the answer here is yes, I will. I'm going to take that Clarion Conqueror. It is a Flicker Wisp. Exile another target permanent. I don't think I care about Flicker Wisp right now. I think I'm going to take this Clarion Conqueror, going to leave them with Flicker Wisp, and then I'm going to beat them to death. Because presumably they sided out all of their creature removal to bring in those Clarion Conquerors. That would be fantastic. Oh, yeah! Witch Enchanter down as a land means that they can flicker it and they can kill my first Urza Saga. That's fine, I guess. I still have another Urza Saga. Makes me wonder if I should have discarded that Flicker Wisp to prevent them from doing that line, yeah? I can Stirrings here. Try and find a Mill Rock, which I did. I think I'm going to grab Codex Shredder. Okay. Plains is down. They have 2 unknowns in hand. I'm taking 5, falling to 12. That is an Ephemerate. Oh, that was a really good draw. Yeah, I should have taken the Flicker Wisp, it looks like. I am actually going to mill myself because I have a Buried Ruin in hand. Yeah, that Ancient Stirrings is not something that I wanted to draw. Okay, well, now I'm in trouble. I think I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent, even though that lowers my lowers their clock. Ooh, Consigned to Memory. Yep, glad I Thoughtseize them. Okay, and now we are in a waiting room for a land. If I find a land, I get to play the Ensnaring Bridge. Even a Mox Opal would work right now. They could Flicker Wisp. They could Ephemerate the Witch Enchanter or the Flicker Wisp here. Yeah, I think I just misidentified what I needed to do here. I think I should have taken the Flicker Wisp. Good news is that I'm not going to be dying next turn, possibly. Land? Okay. I am going to grab a basic Swamp with this. Ooh, do I grab the Blood Crypt and then have Galvanic Discharge up for a turn after this? If I do that, then I would die to another Witch Enchanter sort of thing, but I would have the ability to kill stuff. I think I will do that. This is a bit of a risky play. I have a card in hand. Oh, it's... Okay, yep. That'll do it. That will do it. Okay, so I think I would have fared quite a bit better if I had seen the Flicker Wisp Witch Enchanter line earlier. Wow, that was brutal. That Witch Enchanter really needed to not enter. I still think that the Torpor Orbs are among the best cards that I could have in the entire deck. I'm going to run this back. I would like to be on the play. I'm going to keep this, actually. I'm going to keep this hand. My opponent doesn't have much that they can do on turn 1 that I care about, except for Thoughtseizing me, but this hand is pretty much immune to a Thoughtseize anyway, so I'm just going to gain the information. Marsh Flats is down, no turn 1 discard, that's fantastic for me. Blood Crypt in my hand, I will Thoughtseize them. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to have, my dude. That's a lot of stuff to have. Do I take the Ephemerate here? Do I take the Overlord here? Urza Saga, are you going to consign the trigger on this? No, they did not consign the trigger on this. I am going to play a Codex Shredder. Hopefully discourage my opponent from consigning this. Even Interrupter is fine. They are going to consign this fairly aggressively, it looks like. Okay, so that is what they had in their hand. I took the Overlord, their casting consign. And now we have an Aven Interrupter. They're playing their Flooded Strand. They do not have a play here, actually. Do I even bother creating constructs? Times like this are when I really wish that I had a Pyrite Spellbomb. I was thinking about adding one, I just didn't think it would be too relevant. But if I had a Pyrite Spellbomb here, then what I could do is I could play Forest, I could make a construct, they blink it, and then next turn I would just fetch Pyrite Spellbomb, use Blood Crypt to pop it. Instead, what do I think I need to do here? I think playing the Forest is just correct. I think I'm just going to pass. I think I'm just going to pass here. I don't have to make the Urza Saga construct immediately. Hopefully they don't draw something good here. That's an Overlord of the Baelmerk. That's pretty good. That's a good card to blink. And then hit another one. Fortunately, you can't Overlord into Overlord. That would be a lot. They're deciding what to do. They have the Plains. Playing that is just correct. They are going to Flicker Wisp me. They are going to reset my Saga. I'm going to create the construct. This allows me to create a third construct, actually. So I think I will play this. I will play out a Pyxis. I'm going to offer the trade. Oh, it wouldn't even be a trade. Oh, I should have just made the construct. That would have taken an additional life point off their life total. Oh, I'm not good with creatures. I am no good with creatures. Flicker Wisp is down. Overlord of the Balemark is in hand. Okay. They milled a bunch of stuff. They returned Emperor of Bones to hand. That is an Overlord down. I'm going to take 3 here. Yeah, I think... Oh, good. They're acting first. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do this now, then. If they're trying to gain value by doing this, I think I'm just going to not allow that to be a good thing that they can do. Watery Grave entered tapped. Ephemerate is down. Overlord of the Balemark is returning. There's a Wrath of the Skies on top of their deck. They didn't return anything. I am going to exile that Wrath of the Skies. Ooh, Torpor Orb. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to activate my Urza Saga. I'm going to create a construct. I am going to grab... Do I grab Underworld Cookbook? I don't think I need to. I think my constructs are big enough already. I think I'm just going to grab a Pyxis. Try to make that Overlord in their hand worse. I'm going to shock in this Blood Crypt. I'm going to play a Torpor Orb. I'm going to shut down a decent chunk of their deck. I am going to swing for lethal, actually. They have to block one of these. They're choosing to double block a construct. That will trade favorably, actually. That'll be just fine. Okay, and they're in check now. They are in check. That Witch Enchanter doesn't do anything. I think that MTGO is better than Arena for many things. I think Arena is more flashy. But I think that if you're trying to be serious at playing the game and you want something that's clean and understandable, then MTGO is where you want to go. MTGO doesn't have the free-to-play aspects that Arena does, but I still think it's really good. Oh, are they... Wow, my dude, you had to activate Emperor of Bones now if you wanted to be swinging with that Overlord. Interesting. Oh, they're just trying to stay alive. They're just trying to stay alive. Emperor of Bones is down. Plains is down. I think I just crush them, right? I think I just crush them. I am going to just crush them. Prismatic Vista in hand. That's very nice to have. I'm going to play out this Codex Shredder. They cannot effectively block here. They have to chump with both of these. Because if they double block, then they die. I see that. All right. Yeah, you can have a Witch Enchanter. Very nerve-wracking letting them have that Witch Enchanter, by the way. But I think that at this point, their outs are Wrath of the Skies. Yeah. They hit Flicker Wisp. They got a Flicker Wisp. Okay. Oh, and they're just letting it happen. Okay. Yeah, we take those. We take those. Imagine beating a Black-White Sewer opponent to death with Urza Saga because they blinked the Urza Saga for you. Yeah, we take those. Okay, I am going to take the W, and then I am going to do a little bit of fiddling, try to make my computer run a little smoother, and then I will be on to round 2. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you like watching my particular style of content, consider subscribing so you can get notified of my videos and live streams. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we are on the draw in round 2 versus Telulu. My cat is having fun. He found nothing on the ceiling and is staring at it. Yeah, that's nothing. This is a good hand. I'm going to keep this. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Profane Tutor, turn 3 Constructs. Might even use that Pithing Needle in an emergency. Hedge Maze, huh? What are you going to surveil away from me? It is another land. What decks play Hedge Maze? Am I playing against Living End? No. Can't be Living End, right? Either way, basic Swamp, Thoughtseize. Oh my god, it's Living End. Alright. Wow. I was not expecting this. So they kept a 1-lander hoping to hit some more lands. I'm going to take the Ardent Plea. I'm going to try and slow them down. That is wild. Can't believe I called that. Ardent Plea is down. Yeah, that is a Lush Portico. Very good land to hit. I'm glad that I didn't have a mill rock and just choose to blind mill them, because that generous ent would have made it so they got to 2 lands anyway. Ooh, that's a Boseiju. Do I really care about Boseiju? Not particularly. I think I just want to play this Urza Saga, and I just want to play Profane Tutor. Okay. I could Blood Moon them. I could Blood Moon them. How are we feeling about a Blood Moon in the post-sideboard games, huh? Generous Ent is gone, being replaced with a Forest. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Blood Moon. This deck just straight up dies to an Ensnaring Bridge, right? I think I'm just not even going to bother with the constructs, honestly. Lantern of Insight. Coming straight for your house. Waker of Waves, huh? It's selection. I think I'll hit it. They're going to stripe Riverwinder into it. That's fine. And yeah, I'm just going to hit the Waker of Waves. But Jordy, you don't understand. I could Pithing Needle Generous Ent. And I could use Urza Saga to grab Pithing Needle. And then I could Blood Moon. And then they would Street Wraith into a basic forest. And then I would die. Uh-huh. I think I am going to use my Boseiju here. Am I grabbing basic forest? I have a Mox Opal. I'll grab basic forest. Let's go ahead and take out this blue-green land. Street Wraith is down. I don't really think I'm going to find a better usage for Boseiju here. Oh, they're floating. That's interesting. They chose to use it. They fell for the bait. The fact that we're aggressively cycling Street Wraith tells me that they might not have a Sink into Stupor in hand. Ooh, that's interesting. I think I'm just going to mill that, though. I don't think I have to worry about it. Oh, I'm not going to mill it because, right. I can Pithing Needle that off of the Urza Saga. That's not that big a deal. Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So what are we going to get? We are going to get a Windcaller Aven, a Generous Ent, a Striped Riverwinder, and a Street Wraith. That's a decent chunk of stuff. What else are they playing in their deck? Force of Negation is scary. Mistrise Village is not. Sink into Stupor is interesting. Uh-huh, they're trying to put more power into play. Okay, what did they exile? What did they exile to Subtlety? They exiled the Waker of Waves? Okay, that's fair. So they have now... I think I'm just going to F6 here. Okay, that's fine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast this Profane Tutor, right? I'm going to grab my Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to top deck a Pyxis, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm going to tap this Urza Saga for mana. I'm going to search out a Pithing Needle. I'm going to name Otawara. I am going to play this Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to play this Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to play this Pyxis. All right, your go. Misty Rainforest is down. Now the question is, do they have Cyclers in hand? I think I really want to draw this Thoughtseize. Do I really want to draw the Thoughtseize? I think I want to draw the Thoughtseize because if they have a Cycler in hand, I'm going to try and take a Cycler from their hand. They don't have one. Yeah, this Sink into Stupor is pretty much just game, right? They bounce that Pithing, they bounce the Ensnaring Bridge, and I die? Yeah, I think I'm going to fetch here. I'm going to fetch a Swamp. I'll fetch a Blood Crypt. And then I will wait till their upkeep. They did not bite with the fetch. That's unfortunate. They are fetching before Pyxis resolves, which is more or less completely incorrect to do, but I've noticed that a lot of people have been doing it. So what you want to do when you're in this situation is you want to let the Pyxis ability resolve, see what's on top of your deck, and then fetch. Give yourself a little bit more selection. That is a Street Wraith. All right. I have a Shredder on top of my deck, and they give up the Ghost. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. We take those. Okay, so this is Living End. What do I want to play against them? As funny as the Blood Moon Juke would be, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do it. Renin 6, doesn't actually remove anything. I think this might be another situation where Renin 6 gets cut. Galvanic Discharge is more or less completely useless. Grafdigger's Cage is completely useless. Pithing Needles are everything. I'm bringing in a third one of those. Underworld Cookbook is completely useless. Duress, I'm bringing in... Interesting. I have 3 more cards that I can bring in. I can bring in Toxic Deluge as an emergency sweeper, I guess. Cursed Totem doesn't really do anything. I don't know. Cage does not lock Living End. Living End reads, each player puts all the creature cards in their graveyard into exile, and then everyone sacks all their creatures, and then the creature cards put into exile enter. Cage doesn't stop creatures from entering from exile. That's the problem. This is a classic mistake. That being said, some Living End decks have this like blue-black, like very cowboy thing that will allow them to cast a Living End from their graveyard. So if I had to choose between Cage and Cookbook, I think I might want to hedge against that card specifically. Feels bad signing out all of my red cards. That's unfortunate. But I just think that this is the correct thing to do. Okay, so this is Urza Saga into Thoughtseize into Ensnaring Bridge. I think this is a keep. Our opponent has immediately led with a Cycler into a Misty Rainforest. Do I turn 1 my Urza Saga? I think I might. I think I'm going to turn 1 my Urza Saga, and I'm going to play this Codex Shredder. They did not choose to force my Codex Shredder. That's nice. And the Shredder will negate their surveilling here. Okay, they're going to surveil 1. If they keep it on top, I just mill it. Yep, they kept it on top. I am going to mill it. Mistrise Village. That's very interesting for them to keep that on top. Tells me that they might be short on lands. Oh my god. Alright. New plan. New plan. So they don't have a Sink into Stupor in hand. Best they could have is a Force of Negation, which they use. Wow. Alright. I mean, yeah, you can do that. Alright. Do they top deck a land? Do they top deck another land? Dude, what's going on? Am I going to land lock a Living End opponent? No. No way. No way. You're not just gonna let me do this. No, don't let me do this to you. They're gonna Force of Vigor, hitting all of my things. Alright, at least they didn't just let me do it to them. I think I'm just gonna let it go. And I'm going to continue to make land drops. They're continuing to cycle here. The top of their deck has been extraordinarily unkind to them. All their lands must be in a clump in the bottom. All their lands are in a clump in the bottom. And all my lands are in a clump in the top. Alright, Blood Crypt, get in here. Do I Pithing Needle a fetch land? Do I Pithing Needle Generous Ent? I think I'm gonna Pithing Needle Generous Ent. Is that aggressive? That might be too aggressive. I could just Prismatic Vista, go grab my Forest, and then I could throw down an Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, that is a Force of Negation! Yeah! Oh, we love to see that. Our opponent has all of the free interaction. That is double Force of Negation plus a Force of Vigor and no lands in their top 20 cards. Now I can cast this Lantern of Insight, and I can Beseiju their Hedge Maze if I see a land on top of their deck. They're done. They're done. Oh, there's the lands! There's the lands! There's the lands! They would have drawn the lands. Oh my god, just rage tilt right there. Just table flip. We take those. We take those. Oh, and by the way, Max, I got my ass beat weekly in the parking lot outside of the LGS too. Why do you think that I am so good at this? All right, on to round 3. Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Try working through the 5 stages of grief by joining the Fateseal MTG Patreon. Languish in denial with my $2 tier and get access to my Discord community and your name in my video credits.
You'll gain more perks as your grief matures, like tournament live streams, lessons on Lantern Control, and office hours with me. Once you reach acceptance, every month you'll get a private session with me and can even feature your own deck here on Fateseal MTG.
All right, we have started round 3 versus Ikowiki. This is a very interesting hand. If I keep this hand and I draw a land that produces red or green, then I am in fantastic shape. If I keep this hand and I draw nothing, then I die. I don't think I can responsibly keep this. I think I got a mulligan. All right, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna bottom a shock land. Should have bottomed the forest. Ooh, that is a juicy Renin 6 target right there, though. But now I have another... Oh, but I can't. Oh, you know what I could do? I could play the Bloodstained Mire, and I could fetch Overgrown Tomb. All right, we're not going to landlock our opponent. Really wishing Wasteland was modern legal. That would be something, huh? Or a Steelcutter. Do they have the bauble to make this really pop off? Or are they just banking it for next turn? They have a mutagenic growth. They are going aggressive. They have a mutagenic growth. Then that means that they are probably not on a very controlling build. All right, so I am going to crack this. Going to grab the Overgrown Tomb. I'm not going to pay the life. Oh, that's interesting. So I could Prismatic Vista for basic Mountain here. I think I might do that. I waffled about putting this basic Mountain in the deck, but once I realized that I was going to be playing Prismatic Vista, it was kind of just a thing that I needed to do. If this Renin 6 lives, then I can Beseiju the Quarry Steelcutter, and I can use Renin 6 to pick off the Monk token. Would I want to do that? I don't know. I don't know if I would want to do that. Yeah, Max, I got no Surveil lands in this build. That is a conscious choice as opposed to something that I forgot about. I didn't really want any lands entering tapped in a 3-color build. I'm playing 4 Urza Sagas. I'm playing a smattering of other things. Oh, that is a Violent Urge. What on earth is a Violent Urge? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a card that you can have. They're attacking me? They're attacking me. Okay. Do I Beseiju the Quarry Steelcutter and pick off the Monk? They're short on lands. I can Inquisition them before I make this decision, so I'm going to do that. Wow, that is an aggressive hand. That is a really aggressive hand. I'm at 10. Which of these cards will do the most damage to me? If I leave everything as is, I just play Forest into Lantern? I don't know, man. I don't know what's the correct thing to do here is. Let's assume that I do Beseiju this. If I do, then they play Swifty, Bolt, Dart, Dart. I take 5, 6, 7, 8. I slam Bridge, and then I survive. Hopefully. Barely. If I take Swifty, they play Steelcutter, Dart, Dart. I take less, but then they still have the Lightning Bolt in hand. I would be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd go to 1. That's disgusting. I think I'm going to take the Quarry Steelcutter. I'm going to play this mountain, or this forest. Oh, shoot. Dang it. I forgot to do the entire line. I forgot to do the whole line. I just straight up forgot to do it. Yeah, I think I die now, right? I think I just die now. Yeah, I just straight up forgot to do the entire line. That is embarrassing. Yeah, that's it. That's game. Jeez, dude. At least they didn't see much out of me. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. I'm just not even gonna... Wow. Just straight up just... Nope. Just nope. Okay. Well, that's a thing that I was capable of doing that I just didn't. Whatever. Alright, so this is an extremely aggressive deck. I suspect that they're only using blue for certain splash cards. Toxic Deluges, I think, are coming in. Grafdigger's Cage is possibly going to be relevant. I think I side out both my needles. Do I board out 2 Thought Seizes and bring in 2 Duresses? That's a good question. I don't know. Do I bring in Nature's Claims? Or Quarry Steelcutter? To hit my own things if I need to gain some life? I don't feel like that's a particularly good use of my slots. I think I'm going to take out Thought Seizes and I'm going to bring in 2 Duresses. Really wishing that I had a less heavy-duty sweeper than Toxic Deluge. A couple of Pyroclasms in my sideboard would be really nice right now. I think I will be on the play. I'll keep this. If I draw any land, then this really pops off. I will fetch a basic swamp. I will Thoughtseize my opponent. EI, Bobble, Swifty, 3 lands. I could clean up their early aggression using Toxic Deluge, which would lead me to want to take EI here to stop their refill. I sided out 2 Thoughtseizes. I didn't side out all of them. I just got unlucky with this. I think I am actually going to take the EI here. And then I'm going to rely on my sweeper to do the rest of the work. I don't know. This sort of hyper-aggressive strategy isn't really seen in Modern that often anymore. Ooh, that's just another thing for my Toxic Deluge to slurp up. That, unfortunately, is not a land. Go ahead and play out our Lantern. That's not a land either. Yeah, time for Bell. Gonna activate that. Another Quarry Steelcutter. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so they've played Fiery Islet. They've played Steam Vents. They want the land on top. That's very interesting. I think I just need to hit the land here. I think I need to hit it so badly that I do Bell. I'm going to take 3, fall to 14. My opponent has played their Mishra's Bauble. They played the Quarry Steelcutter. They have 2 Swifties in hand. I think I need to hit the land. I did not hit the land. That is not the land, everybody. All right, so I have options. My options are I suspend Profane Tutor right now. Next turn, I grab Mox Opal off of Saga and I cast Toxic Deluge. I could play Shredder Cookbook. I think Toxic Deluge is my play. If I do that, though, then I don't need to cast Profane Tutor here, do I? They only have so many cards that they could draw. I'm at a healthy enough life total to where, unless they rip the nuts here, I'm going to be able to cast Toxic Deluge. I think I might cast Shredder and cast Cookbook. I might actually Cookbook away the Profane Tutor, gain some life. I don't know. I'm gonna rely on this Toxic Deluge to save me. We'll see if this works. Wooded Foothills is a fine draw for them to have. What does Monastery Swift Spear do? It gets lurked up in a Toxic Deluge. Okay. Yeah, I don't want them to have that bolt. And they had a Wooded Foothills. So Scalding Tarn is down. Swifty 1, Swifty 2. And they're keeping the last Swifty in hand, which I think is correct. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna take 6, go to 8. What happens if I mill myself here? I don't think I should mill myself. I don't think I should mill myself. I think I should mill them, even though they have the fetch. I still have 2 mill rocks. That's enough. Oh, jeez, man. Lantern. Okay, we're gonna do the plan now. We are going to do the plan. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I needed to pay 1 more life. I didn't account for the fact they didn't have any creatures in their graveyard. Wow, I am tripping, actually. I am actually tripping. That is wild. Yeah. I think I'm dead. I think that mistake cost me. Unholy Heat is fine. They're probably gonna fetch here, though. They didn't fetch. Dang, dude. They're trying to figure out if they can kill me or not. Wooded Foothills is down. I think they're just gonna swing with their DRC. Yeah. Swifty is down. Oh, man. Underpaying for that Toxic Deluge just felt so bad. If I hadn't done that, I think I would be okay. I think I just have to leave the Lava Dart on top of their deck or something. I don't know. Kind of spewing here. The rest, is whatever. I think I'm going to discard the Lantern. And I think I actually will mill them here. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way out of this. I think it just got ran over. I think that I didn't draw the land when I needed to draw the land. I think that I underpaid for the Toxic Deluge. If I had accounted for the fact that this guy's PT would change, then that would be fine. But I think I'm out of gas here. So I can... Yeah, I'm out of gas. I'm going to concede. Dang, that sucks. Oh, boy. All right, well, yeah. If I had paid the correct amount of life for the Toxic Deluge, then I think I would be okay. But I didn't. So I was not. All right, well, it happens. On to round 4. All right, we have started round 4 versus Kumin. Okay, that's fine. I'll be on the play against you with this hand. This is a good hand. This hand kind of makes me wish that I had a Stomping Ground in the list, but I think that's fine. Basic Swamp, Lantern of Insight. Oh my god. All right, it's a rematch. I can do a rematch. Preordain. Okay, Preordain is fine. They drew the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Dragon's Rage Channeler, that's fine. I think I will play the Urza Saga here, actually. I'm gonna cast the Mox Opal, doesn't really do anything. Lava Dart. DRC is down. Lava Dart is down. Oh, they were trying to get surveil. They were trying to surveil something good here, maybe? What am I trying to do here? They have instant sorcery land in their graveyard right now. They would have to get a creature in their graveyard in order for Darcy to be good. I could throw constructs in front of Darcy. I could do this. I think I will do this. I'm going to fetch a basic mountain. I'm going to create a construct. I have Galvanic Discharge as an emergency out if I need it. Okay, that Scalding Tarn is down. They got 3 unknown cards in hand. That is so many cards. That is an expressive iteration. They kept the Lightning Bolt on top. They're probably going to plan to cast that right now. Bloodstained Mire, and I have to imagine Lightning Bolt went into their hand. They're going to kill the construct. They are going to kill the construct. And I think I will discharge this now. I will pay 1 energy. Yes, I'll pay 1 energy. Okay. So the construct is down. I'm going to draw this Verdant Catacombs. And honestly, there's a chance that I'm the beatdown here. I think I will grab a Pyxis because I just don't want them having more Lava Darts. And I'm going to Inquisition them before I do anything else. Violent Urge, Lava Dart, Slick Shock Show Off. I'm going to go beatdown. I'm going to go beatdown. I am going to play this Urza Saga. And I'm going to swing. I can't swing. I can't swing. I could take the Lightning Bolt. But honestly, I feel like them using Lightning Bolt plus Lava Dart on a single construct when I'm about to make more is a trade that I'm willing to do. Now I'm going to use my lock to keep them off of creatures. And they conceded. That was really fast. Okay, well, way to turn that around. Maybe let's try being good at the game this time, huh? I could bring in the Nature's Claims. Again, I don't really think I need to. How did I sideboard last time? It was... Pithing Needles got swapped for Toxic Deluges. And then I brought Duresses in over 2 Thoughtseize. How do I feel about this? Pithing Needle is pretty dead in this matchup. Even Needling Quarry Steelcutter doesn't actually do anything. Thoughtseize is just bad. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'll do it again. Torpor Orbs don't work. Nature's Claims are situational and mostly will hit my own things anyway. Wow, this is a hand. I could keep this hand. I could keep this hand. What does this hand do? It casts Prismatic Vista. If I luck sack into a land, then I can Inquisition them. If I don't, then I have to stirrings into something, and then I am just spinning my wheels. I have a galvanic discharge that I can't use. I think this hand's too slow. I think I gotta mulligan it. I think this is much better. I'm going to keep this. I am going to bottom a Thoughtseize. If my opponent kept a more aggressive hand, then this is going to be very good. If they're just preordaining turn 1, then I'm happy. They top bottomed with the preordain. I am... Ooh, Beseiju that does nothing. Okay, well, I have an Urza Saga that I can use to go grab a Mox Opal if I need to. Do I save the 2 life here? Or do I grab the Blood Crypt on the off chance that I draw a Renin 6 or a Galvanic Discharge? I think I'm going to just grab the basic. I will Inquisition them. I will attempt to take a threat. Taking Quarry Steelcutter here is very good. I could take EI. I don't know. I don't have a Seiju lined up. I think I'm going to take the Quarry Steelcutter, but that was a very interesting hand, I think. There could have been an argument for taking the EI, I think. I just don't think that my hand lines up very well against a Quarry Steelcutter right now, but it lines up decently well against an EI because of this duress. Yeah, they're just going to raw dog an EI, and on turn 2, they're just going to dig for something here. So they played that, they played their Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn entered the Exile Zone, and that is a land. I think I'm going to Lantern, and I'm going to duress them. Is this going to be a repeat of the previous game? That is a Slickshot Show-Off. That is a Slickshot Show-Off. Now I'm wishing I had the Thoughtseizes. Jeez, man. Alright, so next turn they go Show-Off, Dart, Growth. That's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 damage dealt to me. I'm alive. They could also cast Bobble. That deals 12 total. I'm still alive. I'm going to take the EI. But that was scary. They're going to majorly super duper pop off this turn. Flickshot Show-Off entered the Exile Zone, huh? They're slowing down. They're slowing down. Once again, wishing that I had that, what's it called? The Pyrite Spellbomb in my main. I'm really wishing I had that Pyrite Spellbomb. Okay, so what do I do here? I think... Badly do I want that Profane Tutor. I don't think I can afford to have the Profane Tutor. I don't think I can afford to make a creature here either. I think I'm going to play the Lantern. They don't have a way to draw at instant speed, so I am going to use this and I'm going to fetch right now. I'm going to fetch a basic forest. I'm going to Beseiju their Steam Vent. No. I think I might Beseiju their Scalding Tarn. Because if I Beseiju their Scalding Tarn and they fetch, that accomplishes what I wanted them to do anyway. If I Beseiju their Steam Vents, less effective because that still leaves them with a Scalding Tarn that they can use. Yeah, I'm going to hit the Scalding Tarn. Okay, so they are taking the bait. Let the Darcy. I have to let them draw the Darcy. Okay, Darcy's down. Flickshot Show-Off is down. Mishra's Bauble. They're probably going to surveil away the EI, right? Yeah. Mishra's Bauble is down. Lava darting me. Okay, they're just doing their worst. Mutagenic Growth is down. Okay, and that's their hand. So they're dealing 9 to me right now. They're dealing 12. They're dealing 11 for my life total being at 16, so I'm at 5. This is very much Ensnaring Bridge or bust. Do they have another thing in the graveyard? No, they don't. Okay, so I'm at 5. Ugh. I think I cannot afford to have them draw... I cannot afford to draw this Profane Tutor. Shuffle. Wow. Shuffle. Ensnaring Bridge off the top. Nope. Yeah, that's game. I got ran over. I couldn't remove the Slickshot Show-Off. Alright, well, Pyrite Spellbomb would have been fantastic. But I did not draw a Pyrite Spellbomb because I don't have it in my deck. I think I'm just going to keep it the same, though. Okay, I did win the die roll. I would like to be on the play. Jeez, dude, these hands. I'm gonna keep it. It needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of help. I'm going to fetch a basic Womp off of this. And I'm going to Thoughtseize them. See if I can take a turn 1 threat. Ooh, that's good. Yep. Glad I got that. Glad I clipped that right when I did. That's fantastic. I like to do that. Wooded Foothills down. They did not top deck a turn 1 play. That is a Grafdigger's Cage. I really didn't want to see that. But I think I will play it out anyway. And we will duress the other threat out of their hand. Okay. Do they have a Surveil land in their deck? They do. Because they're responsible deck builders. Violent Urge is in their graveyard. Fiery Islet is down. Mishra's Bauble is down. Mishra's Bauble is down again. They're cycling these. They're trying to draw something relevant here. They're looking at the top card of my deck. Does it really matter if they know it's coming? I think I'm going to mill myself anyway. Oh, that was an Ensnaring Bridge. No, you got to be kidding me. No, I take it back. I take it back. I want that. I take it back. I take it back. I wanted that. No, I wanted that. I wanted that. I wanted that. If I draw a land here, then I can regrow it. Quarry Steelcutter's not in their hand anymore. I actually don't know what's in their hand right now. Slickshot show off that they are casting right now. That's terrifying. Land? Profane Tutor. No, you can't do this to me. Oh, Profane Tutor in my hand would have been amazing. Profane Tutor as a top deck on turn 4 is not. Oh my god, I'm just dead now. I'm just dead now. Am I just? Yeah, I'm just dead because I haven't even flashed back. Oh, they can't flash it back. I'm at 2. I need something now. Stirrings, do your job. Stirrings did not do their job. I repeat, Stirrings did not do their job. That is a preordain. I can't afford for them to draw that. I have to hope. Yeah, I can't afford for them to draw that. That is embarrassing. Yep. You can draw that. Wooded Foothills is down. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, you gotta shuffle. The only way that I win this is if they draw a land right here. But they just fetched a land out of their deck because they're trying not to do that. Anything kills me. That kills me. All right. Wow, that was wild. That was wild. Yeah, that's the card I would have milled away. And Urza Saga wouldn't have helped. Okay, so if I'm going to be facing this, I want a Pyrite Spellbomb in my deck somewhere. I don't know where yet, but I want one. On to round 5? Yeah, on to round 5. Look at that. Okay, we have started round 5 versus La Jugador. I will be on the play. Ugh. Do I keep this hand? Besage you into Stirrings for a black-red producing land. I think I can keep it off the strength of that. It's got a Thoughtseize in it. But wow, does this... This is the deck being built to support mulligans. There we go. It's Bloodstained Mire. That's what we wanted. But this is not how it's supposed to be done. This is just so that I didn't have to mulligan the hand. It's got 2 Ensnaring Bridges in it. Uh-oh. That's not good. 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 That's not good at all, actually. I think I have to fetch here. I am going to grab a Blood Crypt. I am going to pay the 2 life. I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent. Wow, they just had the Trinisphere, huh? Okay, so we're playing against Big Boy Pants right now. Fortunately, I have Renin 6. I think I'm just going to take the Trinisphere. Okay. Trinisphere is down. Hopefully they don't top deck another one. Uggin's Labyrinth is down. They put Emrakul underneath of it. I don't think I'm going to mill them. Am I going to mill myself? I'll mill myself. Let's see if I hit an Urza Saga. I did not. I hit a Thoughtseize. What do I want to do here? I think I am going to cast Renin 6. And I'm going to start taking this up. Grab a Bloodstained Mire. Play it. Wooded Foothills is a land that I didn't know that they had. I will fetch. I'm going to grab an Overgrown Tomb here. And then I will mill myself, trying to hit that Urza Saga. That's a Codex Shredder. That's not an Urza Saga. That's a Stirrings, though. Yeah, I'll take that. Really looking for an Urza Saga at this point. Do I take Urza Saga over a direct Lantern of Insights? I don't know. But for right now, the Stirrings is looking pretty good. Ooh, found it. Found it. And I am most certainly not casting these Ensnaring Bridges. No way, sirree. You can't make me. And now I just get to Urza Saga for the rest of the game. Unless they, you know, Sowing Mycospawn and take me off Urza Saga, like they're about to do right here. Yeah, here we go. Sowing Mycospawn. Wish I could sacrifice this Urza Saga. That would be very nice. Okay. And now I think I actually might cast the Ensnaring Bridge. Talisman of Impulse was a terrible hit. Alright, so let's go ahead and clean up their hand here. They don't have that. Their hand doesn't really do much. It is a Lantern of Insight. I did hit the Urza Saga, which is very interesting. I think I'm going to Lantern first. Another Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, so I have options. My options are I cast Ensnaring Bridge, I grab Urza Saga, I play Urza Saga as my land drop for turn. That would bring me down to 3 cards in hand. I would take a hit from the Sowing Mycospawn, or I don't cast Ensnaring Bridge. I think I'm going to choose to not cast Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge doesn't actually stop the Sowing Mycospawn this turn anyway, so I'm going to do that. I will cast the Mox Opal now. This Renin 6 is going to take a single hit. Talisman of Impulse. And they give up the Ghost. Okay, we take those. We definitely take those. It's nice to know that they are on Through the Breach. I mean, I could have probably surmised that from the red-green duels. But, yeah, they showed it to me. Okay, so this deck is awful. Blood Moons. Blood Moons. Oh, Blood Moon. Let's get into this deck. Galvanic Discharge is bad. Grafdigger's Cage is bad. Pithing Needle is not terrible. Underworld Cookbook is bad. Nature's Claims come in. I just need them. Duresses come in. Do I take out my Inquisitions? I could take out my Inquisitions. No, but my Inquisitions will hit Trinisphere. And it'll hit their Mono Rocks. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I think Renin 6 is actively good. Profane Tutor is acceptable. Dude, I don't know what to cut. Do I cut, like, a single Ensnaring Bridge and maybe 2 Inquisitions? I'll do that. I don't know if that's correct or not. But just, it's something that was interesting to me, and it's something that's interesting, and I had the idea, so I'll just try it. Alright, well, we are on the game that will decide if I make a positive record with this or not. Keep. We keep these hands. We keep these hands. Oh, they played a Beseiju into an Ancient Stirrings. I think I want to duress them. I can grab black. I can grab black, green. So I'm going to play the Bloodstained Mire first. I'm going to grab the Swamp. I will duress my opponent. Oh, this is so delicious. I'm going to take the Untimely Malfunction. Okay, they're playing Wooded Foothills. Oh, that's just basic forest. Okay. Let's go ahead and Stirrings. I hit the Urza Saga. I could live the dream here. I mean, I'm taking the Urza Saga regardless. Okay, so they have Eugene's Labyrinth here. I don't think that I can live the dream. I don't think I can live the dream. If they fetch here, then that's something different, but yeah. Eldrazi Temple is down. Oh, watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. This is going to be so disgusting. So absolutely horribly disgusting. Oh, you are not ready for this. No one is ready for this. Nobody is ready for this. Basic Forest. Oh, they're going to cast one of their Kozilek's commands now. Talisman of Impulse is on top of their deck. They did decide to draw it. Oof. They have Through the Breach on top of their deck right now. Kinda hoping that I wouldn't be able to have to play against that card, but I'm kinda thinking now that I need to shuffle that Through the Breach, because that allows them to attack with Ulamog, because I color fixed them. Yeah, shuffle. Ugin's Labyrinth is down. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a kick Sowing Mycospawn. Okay. They exiled my green land. Yeah, this Blood Moon pivot didn't go nearly as well as I was hoping. Yep, it doesn't tap for colorless. Okay, that's good. And I think I'm just going to get beat to death by this Sowing Mycospawn. Talisman of Impulse is down. Maybe I should have actually waited and put the Urza Saga on 2 counters. Wooded Foothills. And they can just eventually hardcast Ulamog the Defiler. I think they're working towards that. Is this a Pithing Needle? Do I care about that? I think I'm going to die here. I think I might have seen red a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and concede the game. That's embarrassing. Okay, well now not only do they know about my Blood Moon plan, but it's also apparently not that effective. I think I'm going to side out the Blood Moons. Ensnaring Bridge comes in. And I guess Inquisitions come in. Inquisitions can still hit Kozilek's command at least. Alright, yeah, let's try that. I will be on the play. I will keep this hand that rams Urza Sagas down their throat. I will fetch for my Shockland. Overgrown Tomb here. I will pay the 2 life. I will play my Lantern of Insight. Okay, that's fine. Untimely Malfunction on top of their deck. Urza Saga. I got a Thoughtseize on top of my deck here, and I can actually activate Mox Opal off of the Construct next turn. Sowing Mycospawn. And they are just holding up Untimely Malfunction. This puts me in an interesting situation. This puts me in a very interesting situation. I do think that Construct is better, but the problem here is if I make the Construct now, and then I cast Mox Opal trying to Thoughtseize, then they just blow up the Construct or the Lantern using Untimely Malfunction. And then I'm just SOL. Because I can't use the Mox Opal because it's not turned on. I think I need to be responsible. I have another Urza Saga in my hand. I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize them here. That's fine. Now what do I do? I could take the Ensnaring Bridge. I think that might be a bit aggressive. I could take the Ancient Stirrings. If I take Mox Opal, what would that do? I think I might take Mox Opal. That still gives me the Ensnaring Bridge as an out if I need it. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bell here. Play Bell. Ugin's Labyrinth is now in their hand. They did not imprint. That's interesting. That kind of scares me. So there's 2 reasons why they wouldn't imprint here. The first reason is that they genuinely just don't have anything. But the second reason is scarier. The second reason is that they have the combo in hand and they didn't want to imprint their big creature. I think I'm going to activate Bell. That is a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is going to inform my decision here. I do not believe it is correct to create a Construct here. I'm going to Turtle. Codex Shredder, Lantern, Pithing Needle. I think I'm going to grab a Pyxis. I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent. Okay, yeah. I'm glad that I made this decision. They have an Untimely Malfunction. Looks like they didn't have the combo in hand, but still. Mycospawn is fine. These cards are all fine except for the Untimely Malfunction, so I'm just going to do that. Going to grab another Urza Saga. I'm going to Turtle. Cavern of Souls is fine. Talisman of Impulse is down. They can still kick that Sowing Mycospawn, but they're going to do that right now as opposed to doing it any other time. Yeah, that's fine. They're going to get rid of that Consigned Memory on top of their deck. That is a Devourer of Destiny. Do I actually care about that? No, I don't care about that. All right, draw this Profane Tutor, suspend it, and suddenly I'm feeling very, very good about this whole thing. Suddenly I'm feeling very good. Eventually I'll find a Codex Shredder and break parity, but I don't even think I need to do that. Yeah, you may not have a Kozilek's command. Eldrazi Temple is fine. You may not have a Stone Brain. I think I will hold the Duress. Ugin's Labyrinth. That's just a land that they can draw. And they're off it. They saw the writing on the wall for that. Okay, well, I'm really glad that I did not go aggro in that particular situation. I'm really glad that I took the Mox Opal, and I'm really glad that I deployed my Ensnaring Bridge, because, yeah, that would have sucked. That would have sucked. There probably wouldn't have been a way that they could win with putting something in through Breach. Well, in that moment, if they had like an Emrakul or an Ulamog or something, and I didn't play the Ensnaring Bridge, then yes, they could have just breached in an Emrakul and just KO'd me just like normal. But with the hand that they had, those 2 breaches were dead. But I didn't know that. All I knew is that they didn't imprint something. So yeah, that is a positive record with the deck. Getting kicked in the teeth by the Is It Prowess deck twice. That was something. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the deck then. All right, so what did I think of the deck? I thought that Renin 6 was very interesting in certain situations. I feel like if I had played that one game better where I had actually taken the, Kill Corey Steelcutter line into pinging their thing, then maybe I would have survived. That was interesting. Renin 6 was actively good against the, the Sowing Mycospawn, the Big Eldrazi Breach deck. I think that was the one where I milled over in Urza Saga and I picked it up. I liked that a lot. And Blood Moon, unfortunately, I just didn't have a good opportunity to cast a Blood Moon where it would have been really effective, or at least when I did have it, I bungled it. I feel like I could have done better at that. Having Galvanic Discharge just at the ready to just kill whatever felt really good. Having a 1 mana answer to a lot of different things, I liked that. I don't know. I feel like this sort of deck could grow on me. I feel like I'm going to play it again. I liked that I kind of put my own slant on it. I feel like if I had kept the 5-0 list as is, then it would have been a very good deck, yes, but it wouldn't have been the deck that I wanted to play. And I'm glad that I made the adjustments that I did. I'm glad that I brought in Grafdigger's Cage over Ghost Vacuum, for example. I think that even with the Nombo with Renin 6's Ultimate, I think it's just worth it to do that. I had a lot of fun. Boseiju felt really good. I think that was kind of the sleeper star of the show here. Might have actually been Boseiju. Boseiju gave me access to a lot of lines that I would not have otherwise had access to. And it makes me wonder if the Lantern community as a whole is sleeping on Boseiju when they shouldn't be. Makes me wonder if we're sleeping on Haywire Might when we shouldn't be. I want a Pyrite Spellbomb in this list. I want it in the main deck. I want it to replace something. I don't know. I don't know yet. The 4th Shredder might be a consideration. I have a really hard time with Shredder specifically because Pyxis just straight up exiles things, and that's just kind of the way that I like playing Lantern. I like just using Pyxides and just exiling everything off the top. Don't care what it is. Fantastic graveyard hate. Don't even need a Grafdigger's Cage for certain things if you just have a bunch of Pyxides. I couldn't do that in this deck specifically because of the interaction with Renin 6. And there's the Buried Ruin, and there's a couple of other smattering of things that care about the graveyard. So I did intentionally bring down the Pyxis count because of that. But you could be onto something, Jordy. Maybe taking out the Bell and putting in the 4th Shredder might be something to do. Although I would probably be more inclined to take out the Bell and replace it with a Pyxis. That's just how I like playing Lantern. I don't think that it is correct or incorrect or anything, but yeah, probably the 3rd Pyxis would be something I would like. Okay, well, I had a lot of fun with this. I'm probably going to play this on stream again.